You might take a glance at me right now and go, what a happy-looking dude. But this challenge has made these eyes lifeless and dead. Not only can I not use a train, but I can't spend money on shops either. I can also only have one gun, but Molotovs and stuff like that are allowed. Let's get started. First run, I had no idea what to do, so I just went to the nearest house and mauled everyone there. I like how I didn't even take anything, just killed that one dude and left. This was a heck ton of walking, but I found these two houses side by side. Some zombies tried to touch me, but I just bashed their heads in. If you stay a specific distance, you can hit them without getting hit. And somehow inside, there was a fast axe, which is one of the best melee weapons, and also a bolt-action rifle, which is currently the best weapon in the game. Honestly, I've never had better luck in my entire life, because there was a bandit with a horse across the rails from us. I was able to only make one notice me and simply blasted all over him, and he died in one shot. I then swiftly kidnapped his horse by putting it in my sack. I guess some of his friends didn't like me killing him right in front of them, so I showed them exactly how their friend died. Unfortunately, it was blood moon, and I was still quite far from any checkpoints. Also wasn't in any condition to fight due to my health, so I just chose to non-stop run in this zigzag shape. But these vampires could really throw hands sometimes, and before you know it, they've touched me to the brink of death. I don't know what I was thinking here, to be honest. I probably could have just thrown hands and beat the crap out of them. Soon I realized I can't really dodge anything, and basically got slapped off my horse and died. That would have been such a good run, but this proves that it's possible to win unless you have a skill issue like me. I had a basic idea of what to do now. First, I gotta get a horse as soon as possible, and if it's Blood Night, I have to fight instead of just run. But before all this, I need to find a gun or at least some bandits to try and kill. I guess my luck ran out because this house had quite literally nothing in it. It was about to be night, and if I don't have a horse by then, I'm pretty cooked. Since I'm so smart, I chose to fight a bandit with nothing but an axe and got absolutely folded. This leaves me with no choice. I knew this would be way more fun and probably easier with a duo, so I invited my friend Tao here to come along with me for the rest of this video. This makes fighting mutants way easier, and we can also revive each other if needed. After looting the first house with limited success, we noticed a coal rig, which can sometimes spawn some pretty good items. But with our current luck, all that we got was just some coal, which is completely useless since we aren't using a train. We ended up hiding up here for the night since it was a full moon and the alphas were spawning. And over here, looks like there's a gunsmith. So we mauled the zombies, and surprisingly, there was actually a gun in here for once. It was a short little stupid dweeb shotgun, but it's still a gun. Now we just needed horses. This would be especially hard since they can basically two-tap both of us, and I only have 2 bullets in my shotgun. Of course, it just had to be a blood moon. Learning from last time, we fought the vampires instead of just running. Surprisingly, we actually won with barely any health loss. This idiot wanted to raid the town immediately after, but thankfully I stopped him. We couldn't find a horse, so unfortunately, we just walked to the first checkpoint. And here, there were 2 horses in perfect condition waiting for us. These 2 idiot bandits just happened to spawn right inside the checkpoint, and so the machine guns shot them immediately. Now, we finally don't have to walk. Looks like right outside this checkpoint, there's these 2 houses side by side. However, both had like nothing useful, so we had to skip it. But in this random house here, I found this beautiful cavalry sword. I think we're ready for a town invasion now. If we win a town invasion, this run is pretty much set. After aggressively edging the alphas during full moon, we went in to edge the zombies in the town. Basically, what we'll do is just charge right in first like this and edge the zombies as well as we could. After running for a while, just take a massive U-turn and the zombies should just become brain dead and stop moving entirely. I first visited this hospital to get some bandages in case any of us ever die. Luckily, 2 sheriff stations spawned side by side here and they were absolutely stacked. It had an entire piece of armor as well as a shotgun in it, which I'm gonna give to my friend. This level 5 crook tried to stop me, but he got absolutely whooped. Also, I just found shotgun shells randomly on the ground, which is pretty nice. After mauling a zombie that followed us for like a mile, I gave my friend here some of my loot. With the power of friendship, we can do anything. During this following night, I found out something pretty broken. If you repeatedly switch between two melee weapons, you can hit super fast like this. These vampires got absolutely cooked. It was actually a pretty close fight since we're on our third night. So they spawn way faster than before, but we still pulled through. In this house, we found one of the best items we could possibly find. After beating up these two table people, we found a metal sheet. Now, you may ask how that's even going to change anything since it can't even be welded to the horse. But with the metal sheet, you can actually use the horse to fly and go at absurdly high speeds. I gave it to Tao to scout out what's ahead. But I guess he flew too high because the anti-cheat caught on to him and sent him back to the start. After aggressively baiting another town, I found some baby oil from the hospital there as well as some more bandages. I guess I just lost interest in the town since I kinda left it after looting the hospital only. Thankfully, with Tao at the start, he lured half of all the vampires that spawn at night, so beating vampires is no biggie. However, I was running dangerously low on shotgun shells, and I was seeing no luck with finding more at houses. Sadly, all I could find before the castle fight is these two horses. I'm gonna have to cheese this probably if I want to win. If I'm able to defeat this castle, I pretty much can win the game since it is guaranteed to spawn a rifle with tons of ammo and also some healing supplies, and that is more than enough to win the final fight. Anyway, first I'm just gonna try to bait some alphas to come outside and then lead them to the machine guns in the camp right next to the castle. It got super close here, but we just barely made it. I don't even know why I did this, but I went back in for baiting round 2. But I didn't notice at all this horde of zombies that spawned like just now and got mauled. Unfortunately, my first 30 minutes of recording got diddled, but basically we mauled a few bandits and stole their horses. But I died, and now Tao's working to revive me. We encountered a town with a hospital in it, so Tao is now going to go defeat the bandits. I'll cut to his point of view now. He was first stalled by some of these alphas, but quickly went back to the town in the morning. First, he proceeded to masterfully bait every single zombie out of the town. Some of these runner zombies were giving him some trouble, but they eventually just gave up. However, the minute he got back, it was night again, so he had to run. But in the morning, my boy came back to the town, retrieved the bandage, and revived me. W bro for doing all this. After raiding another town and dipping during Blood Night, Tao actually died to vampires, so it was my turn to clutch up. I couldn't fight at all because of my health, so I had to just run as well as I could. Somehow I lived despite having like no health. I dragged bro to the nearest hospital, and just like that, he was alive again. Hopefully none of this stuff happens again since it takes like 20 minutes to revive each other because bandages are so rare. This town was actually pretty good. I found an axe, and Tao found some holy water which would be really useful for the castle fight. We were actually pretty well armed. Tao had a rifle, and I had a navy pistol, which should be more than enough. Not to mention our massive stock of holy water, which is basically just a Molotov. However, before we even began, Tao got into some trouble with bandits and got killed. Even worse, the bandits were camping his loot, and vampires were spawning in massive amounts. However, I was able to bait all of the bandits without them being in range to shoot me, and so I made a break to the camp. Luckily enough, I was able to make it, and the bandits died. Then, for the last time, I revived Tao with one of his own bandages. The castle was unexpectedly light, to be honest. We were able to capture most of the alphas in a single holy water and finish them off with the crucifix. Now all this beautiful loot is ours. Not only were there all the ammo and supplies we could ever ask for, but there also was a vampire knife which can pretty much heal you infinitely. We pretty much have all we need for the final fight now. But before this, we of course had to sacrifice the bandit that killed me at the very start, along with his horse. Now it's just a matter of time before we arrive at 80,000 and win. The plan is to have Tao snipe the bandits with the rifle, and then I barge in with Navy revolver and kill anyone who's left. There's no way we can mess up now, surely. Unless I'm so sorry to you guys, but unfortunately, while traveling at night, we didn't see some bandits who were near some rocks, and we got absolutely whooped. That's gonna have to be it for this video. I didn't really have time to record more, but if you would like to see me actually beat this challenge, get this video to 1,000 likes, and I'll try again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.